I love you and love everyone here. And my question has to do with forgiveness. Some of the great sages, I'm just going to quote a few of them.
Yeah.
It said, St. Francis of Assisi said, excuse me a minute.
It's all right. When you dig stuff up from a long time ago, it takes a while to find it.
Love you. Okay. It is in forgiving that we are forgiven. St. Francis said that. In Luke, Jesus said, forgive.
It is in forgiving that we are forgiven. So as you move through these, would you like our current software update?
Yeah. Well, let me ask my question. Hold on.
It's all right. We like the way it was going.
Okay. It won't take long. Just want to say
it's all right. This is an important conversation. So read it again.
Well, I want to say what Jesus said. He said,
go back to St.
Francis of Assisi.
Yeah.
He said, it is in forgiving that we are forgiven.
All right. So here's the way we would express that to you in the verbiage that you've been hearing from us. Just relax and stay with us right here.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
So your inner being is always offering you a vibration of adoration. Your inner being only sees you as worthy. Your inner being never offers a vibration of blame or fault finding to you. So when you match that vibration, then and only then do you receive the, if you want to call it forgiveness, we'd rather call it love, that is always being offered to you. So it's not that you had to do it in order for Source to then do it back. Source is always doing it, and when you do it, you match it and recognize it.
Yeah.
That makes sense to you?
Yeah. I had a long journey.
We often have said, we are going to hear you out, but you're going to really like this unfolding. We often have said that we have never forgiven.
There's nothing to forgive. It's
because
just,
we have never blamed to begin with.
You're totally unconditional love and light. I know that. I know that.
So how do you go back and undo something that you never doed?
Well, I just want to unshackle myself from this past and move forward and let my cork float.
So what did Jesus say?
He said, forgive and you shall be forgiven. Even Buddha said to understand everything.
Actually, what Jesus said was, forgive and you will match the vibration that is always being offered to you. But translators often can't hear it in the clear, precise way that it is being offered. If you are coming from a premise that you have done wrong, then that's the only way that you're going to be able to translate that. But you all have moved past that, haven't you? Forgiveness feels good because it's letting go of the cork and letting it float. That's the best updated description or definition of forgiveness that we could give you. In condemning, you've got the cork under the water. In letting go of your issue with someone, your cork floats and you're back into your natural vibration in sync with your source.
Yeah, I understand.
And you call it forgiveness. We call it letting go of the cork.
It's just to trust that again for me is where I am.
Well, test it. Condemn yourself and feel your inner being unavailable to you. Then love yourself and feel your inner being right there, meeting you with your own loving thoughts about yourself. There's no way you can misunderstand it. Test it. Love yourself or love others and feel the harmony of that. Or condemn and find fault and blame and feel the discord in that. And then choose the one you like the most.
I hear that. It's just choosing that vibration and focusing with that onto that.
Like our friend just now, you can't get there all at once. It's a muscle you have to practice. If you've been practicing being mad at yourself or somebody else, then those are the thoughts that law of attraction is dishing up for you most often. But if whenever it happens, you make a soft other choice, you choose something that feels a little better and something that feels a little better, gradually your inclination will be in that higher, less resistant stance. The very fact that negative emotion can exist is your proof that there is a higher vibration. Because if your inner being would join you in your discordant thought, then there would be no separation between you and your inner being. Therefore, there would be no emotion. The very negative emotion that you feel is the evidence of the love that Source has for you. And some days you say, Source must love me a lot. A lot. Because there is a big difference between how they must feel and how I'm feeling, because it's gut-wrenching.
I felt those states, those higher vibrational states.
Yes.
And I know that I'm source streaming through.
Yeah.
And
Often.
And my heart is reluctant to let it in.
Well, let's say that differently. Your heart is not reluctant, but we understand what you mean. A more accurate way of saying it is, I've just practiced not liking myself more than I've practiced liking myself. I've taken the perspective of others who have held me as their object of attention when they've not been in alignment. And I've let that be sort of my touchstone for setting my own vibrational frequency. You can't watch CNN or any of them. We shouldn't pick on CNN, but CNN. You can't watch any of those all-day news channels who are desperate to find something to catch your attention without coming to the understanding that they believe that your greatest proclivity is to bad news, not good news, because they're going for ratings. And so their statistics have shown them that more people are calibrated to vibrations of fear and vulnerability and anger than are calibrated to joy,
higher levels of
and love.
Yeah.
And
joy.
so you just can't watch that, or most of the advertisements
It's
too,
just poison, really. It's just
without practicing vibrations that are different from what your inner being feels. Now, your inner being, in its absolute compassionate state of being, can look at anything that is happening on your planet and not lose vibrational integrity with source. But it's only because the detail is less. In other words, you are the ones in the trenches out here. You're the ones out here on the leading edge. You're the ones defining more of the contrast. You're the ones with the hardest job, really, because you are the ones who are witnessing close up and personal details of life that sometimes cause you to not feel all that high flying. But that contrast in and of itself activates a desire to feel better. So the work that we want to do with you and others who are feeling like you are feeling is we want to find a way of tapping into your willingness to at least understand that it is good for you to feel good. That you feeling good is good. That you feeling good is good. And once you've decided that you want to feel good and that it is right that you do feel good, then you can start finding a little better feeling thought and a little better feeling thought and a little better feeling thought until you'll be so stable in your connection that you will be able to be out in the world and sift through contrast, but it will no longer take you to your knees, and it will not take you to self-condemnation. It will just be something that you are choosing from, much in the same way that you go to a buffet and choose what you really want to eat.
I really love everything you say, and
it makes perfect sense to you when you hear it.
It makes perfect sense, but there's this part of me that is just beginning to trust. There's a shift happening in me, and I wouldn't even be on this stage. I've been here a couple of times, and I've journeyed through some stuff, and it's taken me a long time to get to this place. So
there's this part of me, this changing part of me, that is more sensitive to my emotional guidance system. So I am making more consistent choices. That's the way we would word it if we were standing in your physical shoes. I'm getting better and better at this. But. And we say that with emphasis because we want you to enjoy your but. I can't hold it there all the time. There are always new things that sort of shake me a little bit, but I'm getting better and better and better at knowing the difference. My guidance system is awake now, and I understand what it means. When you feel negative emotion, it's not because your inner being is not proud of you. It's because you're not in the vibrational vicinity of the pride your inner being has for you. That's all. But with your parents or people around you, teachers or even peers that may not be understanding all of this, when they disapprove of you, they sort of go after you in an attitude of you should change, and then my opinion of you would change. And so that's why it's hard to trust your inner being, because most people aren't like that. If you've got a dog, that dog will teach you what your inner being knows.
Yeah, they're always tapped in, tuned in, turned on. I mean,
Always
I know
loving
that.
you.
Yeah.
Always loving you. Always quick to go right there.
Yeah. I just got confused, about who to trust in my field of awareness, and had to find my address to me, to my alignment. But
I think you've got that sorted out. Now just enjoy what you know and don't suffer when you deviate from it. It's all right, which is what our friend was talking about in the first segment. Did you want to talk more specifically about things you've overcome, or are you willing to just start from where you are and move forward? Doesn't feel so necessary to talk about
part of it was for me to even get up on the stage, to be vulnerable, to open my heart to you and to everyone here.
There's no vulnerability in this room.
Yeah, it's just all in my head, but yeah, I know it's all in my head.
And in the same way, there's no vulnerability because of us. There's no vulnerability because of them. And there's really no vulnerability out in the world either. But it takes a little while for you to come to know that. It's not easy to accept the predominant, powerful point of view of source energy, because you all have become so accustomed to translating everything that you understand through your physical senses, where you can see it and hear it and smell it and taste it and touch it. And source is about solar plexus. And so really what it comes down to is you got to trust your emotions more than what you see, more than what you hear, more than what you smell, especially that, more than what you taste or touch. You got to trust your emotional senses. You know how sometimes you'll hear, and it's really accurate, when someone who is physically focused has one or more of their senses that is not operating the way most do. Someone is not sighted, or they cannot hear. And they always speak of how their other senses become stronger. But really, the sense that becomes the strongest is their emotional sense. They just become more intuitive. They get impulses and insight. You could have no physical senses, and while you would not enjoy this time-space reality anywhere near to the degree that you do with all of your physical senses translating vibration, we really want you to play those physical senses down while you play your emotional senses up. Because once you are alert and aware of your emotions, you can catch them at the earlier subtle stages, and then it won't feel like a runaway train. Then it won't feel like something you can't control, because you can subtly guide it, just like we're talking about the rumble strips on the road. It's easy for you, for most of you who've been driving, you understand about driving. And when you feel the rumble strip, you don't make a big deal about it. You say, oh my God, what was I thinking? I've allowed my car to drift onto the rumble strip. I am so inadequate and unworthy. I should have listened to my mother. Instead, you just say, oh, if I keep this up, I'm going to be off the bridge. It's not even something that you consciously are contemplating. You just bring yourself back into alignment. It's a natural awareness response, you see. And in time, that's what a little bit of negative emotion does for you too. It's the rumble strip. Without having a big conversation about it, you just correct your driving and put yourself into the center of your lane again. That's all. That's all. And it's not more important than that either. Get all four wheels on the other side of the rumble strip. Now things get more dicey.
Well, that's kind of where I was. I was completely off the highway. I was on the shoulder driving.
And yet you
and now
didn't go off the cliff.
No, isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
yeah.
And so it's just fine-tuning, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Enough?
Yes, thank you.
Really good.